I thought I would do a video, like, explaining what happened. Oh, God. So, like, you're facing each other, and then, so say, like, you're the audience, like, you looking at me, you're the audience.
Huh?
He was like, okay, we're gonna get a scan. And I was like, oh, okay. This is kind of the weird part, maybe, might be a weird part for some people. God is in control, which he is. And so I don't really have to worry too much about it, because I felt like, oh, I should feel like something. Hello. I thought I would do a video. I'm testing out this microphone. It feels weird to have it clipped, so I'm gonna hold it, but that feels even weirder. Anyway, I thought I would do a video just like explaining what happened. Because I've done like little video. Oh, God. Okay, well, it is what it is. Little messy bun that is quite messy. I've done like little clips of me icing and rehab and stuff, but I haven't really talked about how I got injured. I will try and find a clip of this section. I'll explain it, and then if I have a clip, I'll like insert it in afterwards. But basically, I was in rehearsal for one of the pieces that we're doing for the mixed program coming up, and it was one of the group sections, which are pretty calm. Like the duet that I do in that piece is like really physical, really active. And that was all fine, did that rehearsal fine earlier in the day. And then at the end of the day, I had the group rehearsal, and I had like warmed up a bit before as well. And this was also like partway through the rehearsal. So I wasn't like cold. Like I wasn't like I hadn't done anything, and then all of a sudden I'm like whacking stuff out. Anyway, you do like a split with the guy that you're with. So like you're facing each other, and then so say like you're the audience, like you looking at me, you're the audience.
Huh?
And so I would be facing away from you because I'm facing him, he's facing me, and then I'm doing a split coming with my back, with my leg coming towards the audience.
What?
I'm holding on to the guy like this. Then I do a split onto the floor, and then I roll and I face the audience. I was doing the split, and like everything else was fine. And then I felt like a pull in the, oh God, okay, I'm gonna show my other leg because I'm not supposed to stretch this one. But I felt a pull like in the back of my knee. And so I was like, oh man, I think I overstretched it or something, or like tweaked it or whatever, but like it'll be fine, because I kept going and I was able to keep going because it didn't feel like, I just felt the pull in that moment, and then I was able to keep going. And then after we had finished that section of the group part, I was like, oh, it feels achy still. Oh, this isn't great. This is annoying. But hopefully like it'll calm down in a couple of days. Cause I like pulled my hamstring before a few times, and that's like kind of what it felt like. It was like sore. Yeah. So then I iced it after that rehearsal, and then I came in the next day. So that was Thursday. And then I came in on Friday, and I was like, okay, let me see our physio. We have physio that works with us. And I was like, okay, I'm going to see him and make sure like everything's okay. So I went to see him. Well, I sent him a message that morning, and I was like, hey, can I come in before class? Do you have time? And he was like, yeah, I'll come in at this time. And so I came in, and then he was like doing all the tests and stuff. And then I was explaining to him what I did. And he was like, okay, we're going to get a scan. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought, oh, I just overstretched it. And he was like, oh yeah, we're going to give you a scan, because like, I'm worried that you might have torn something. And he was like, if you did, like, it's mild. And he thought I did something in my knee, because I was describing that it was a split. My legs were turned out, and I do a split and like roll, So he was like, you might have twisted your knee or something while you were doing it. And so I got the scan late morning time, and then I was waiting like the whole day for the results. And then I got the results, and he was like, "Oh, the knee is good." And I was like, "Oh, okay, great." And he was like, "But you have a grade 2 tear in your hamstring." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "But why am I feeling it like in the back of my knee?" And he was like, "Oh, it's because um, it's that muscle that attaches to the back of the knee, and you where you tore it was that like tendon area." So yeah, that's how it happened. I was doing what I would call a not super technical thing. Like that's usually what happens. And what people have told me as well, like friends and colleagues and stuff, the injuries they've had, they say like, "Oh, I wasn't doing anything dramatic." Like it was like a simple thing and then it just happened. So yeah, that's what happened to me too. But it was wild because I didn't feel like I tore anything. I just felt like, oh man, like there was no pop or anything that could, I mean, it was really fast. So like it's hard to even remember what it exactly felt like. But there wasn't a pop or anything. It was just a pull, like when I overstretch something or you strain something. And so I didn't think it was a dare, and I kept going. And I could keep going because it wasn't like stopping me from continuing to go. But also the group stuff that we were doing, the piece is adagio theme. So it wasn't super intense what we were doing. So I think that also helped why I could keep going because it wasn't super quick, dynamic like movements. It was controlled and slow, and so yeah, that's what I did, and that's how I tore my hamstring. But yeah, I also wanted to talk about how I'm feeling, and I think this is kind of the weird part. Maybe might be a weird part for some people. Um, I feel fine. I feel absolutely fine. I'm not like, oh my god. I mean, yes, when I did it the night before, I was like a little panicked. I was like, oh gosh, like what did I do? Did I do something serious? Like I'm thinking I just strained something, but like did I do something serious? Oh no, what's gonna happen? What's the domino effect with like casting and what are people gonna have to do step in for me? Like how's that gonna affect people? Um, but then I got to a point where I was like, you know what? It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And then at this point, if I did do something, I've already done something and I can't reverse that. So it is what it is. Um, Also, I'm a Christian. So I had to spend time as well just praying about it and like, um, and just coming to, I guess, acceptance, but also like just trusting that, God is in control, which He is. And so I don't really have to worry too much about it. Also, um, because worrying won't add anything. So there's no point in worrying. It won't change any circumstances. Um, so there was also that. So I would say that I had this weird, what I thought was a weird calmness. But I think, after reflecting, I was like, oh, actually, it's because, I mean, I really think my faith and everything really helped because God gives peace that surpasses understanding. So, like, I think I was experiencing that, um, which is like an answer to prayer. I mean, of course, one of my prayers was like, oh, let it be nothing. But it ended up being something, and that's okay. But the fact that even though it ended up being something, and I was able to just have this calmness that I thought was weird, um, I think is a testament to like answered prayer. So yeah, I had this, what I still call weird calmness. I was like frustrated a bit. Like I said before, I was like, had a moment where I was like nervous. The night before I went to see our physio. And then that day after, like, we had said to we're going to get the scan and everything. And I was kind of like, oh, it might be something more than I thought it was going to be. And I might be off for some time. Um, I was fine. I wasn't like, oh my God, this is the worst thing in the world. Oh my God. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's, I think, why I felt like it was a weird calmness, because I felt like, oh, I should feel something. Like I should feel some kind of, uh, I'll just say, feel some kind of like level of upsetness. Whereas there was like a little bit, but like it wasn't driving anything. Like it was a little bit there and then it was not really there. I understand as well that injuries are a part of the job. So I think that's also why I'm not too upset about it. And I've had injuries before. It's been a while since I've been off for this long. I don't think I've been off for this long since I sprained my ankle that time when I was, I don't know, 15, 16, like something like that. So yeah, it's been a while since I've been off for a while. I've had injuries that have taken me out for like maybe a few days, a couple weeks, but like a little over a month I haven't had in a while. So yeah, and recovery time is 6 to 8 weeks. And that's like me being fully back in 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, I don't know. Like I was saying, it felt weird. I felt like I should feel a certain way. I did have a moment where I was like, what's wrong with me? Why do I not feel why do I not feel these things? But I think that prayer really helped, and also just asking for peace and like calmness. um, I think also helped. It's funny that I also started like doubting the peace and the calmness that I had just because of like what was going on around me. Because I think little spiritual moment, but like I think like that's how the enemy works a lot of times. Is like you'll be like, okay, I've had my time with God. This is, and I know I'm settled, and I have peace, and I have calmness, and then he'll let like people around or circumstances around or how vibes are around you cause you to doubt the secureness that you had. And that, not to say that like there's anything wrong with like how they're responding, and they weren't responding in a super dramatic way or anything. It was a very normal response that people had, of just genuinely caring about me and like how I felt, and like they knew that like I was looking forward to the performances coming up. And so their response was very normal. Um, but I guess they just didn't know that I had already kind of accepted and like settled. And like I was fine. um, but and so then I was like doubting myself because I was like, but they're gonna think that I'm weird because I'm not thinking these things, or they're gonna think that I don't care about dancing as much because I don't feel so strongly about the fact that I'm off. Which are, thoughts that went through my mind. But yeah, all that to say, I'm doing great. And I really want to take the time that I have. I mean, I will be rehabbing, so I don't know like how much time that'll be. But the free time that I have, I want to use to like go into things that I've missed doing just because my schedule is so busy, which I've already started doing, like getting back into music more. Got my keyboard down here, which you can't see. Um, going like, yeah, getting back into music, reading, also making these videos. So yeah, I thought, oh, I can use this time to like make videos. I can turn this whole thing into like a injury chronicles. Yeah, I think I think that might be everything. Oh, should I also say how things felt today since I started rehab? Yeah, I mean, it was boring the first few days because all I was doing was icing. So, that was quite boring. And I wasn't allowed to walk much. Still can't really, still not supposed to be walking much. And I also can't drive. So, um, that has been inconvenient. Um, but I'm past that now, and I've entered rehab stage, at least so far, as long as like it's still responding well to that. Um, and we'll see after today how it's responded to the rehab exercises I did today. But yeah, doing rehab felt nice. It was very Like it wasn't a whole lot. It was very like controlled, like just some bridges that I did and like some single leg stuff on my right leg since that one's still good. Just to keep that one going. So yeah, hopefully it reacts well tomorrow and then we can keep going. But yeah, I think that's about it. I'm feeling fine, enjoying having time to do things and get into different things. Also want to learn Korean, so there's time for that now, which is exciting. Yeah, good times are going to be happening. And then I'll be back. I also want to make sure that I'm like not trying to rush because I want to make sure it heals properly and um, I'm able to come back stronger and it doesn't become like a reoccurring chronic issue. um, so yeah, I think that's the full update of how it happened, how I'm feeling, how I was feeling, I guess, how I'm feeling now, and then also how I felt about doing rehab and stuff. Um, yeah, I hope this has been a fun journey for people. It's been like weird for me to like be recording again. I don't like feeling myself like when nobody else is like filming. Like it's just you're very exposed. Um filming yourself. But yeah, I guess that's it for me, update wise. Just thought I would do a little sit down chit chat update. Yes.